My dad loves when a guy who used to play for a Boston team then kills a Boston team. He loves saying, boy, wish we could get guys like that. Yesterday was an all-time, boy, wish we could get guys like that. Jonnu Smith, 9 receptions, 87 yards, and a touchdown against the Patriots, equaling the amount of touchdowns he scored with the Patriots in 2 years with the team. Why can't we get guys like that? This guy was like a healthy scratch with the Patriots at age. I looked it up. He's only 29. He was playing with them at ages 26 and 27. He should have been in his prime when he was playing in New England. And the Patriots, I guess, just had no idea how to use him because he's having a career year. How many times did we hear that on the broadcast yesterday? He is having a career year with the Miami Dolphins. And it really helps when you're playing the Patriots. Tua, 29 of 40, 317, 4 touchdowns, no picks. Like, this dude was debating a few weeks ago whether he would come back to the sport or whether he'd have too much brain damage. And he just threw 4 touchdowns on you like it was nothing. Like, they never even made him uncomfortable. He almost threw a pick in the first half, but his intended receiver for the Patriots was Kyle Duggar, so there was no way a play was going to be made. Boy, Kyle Duggar was a really good-looking player a couple years ago, and one that was a hot commodity, man. I mean, one of the best box safeties in the whole league. And now he's just completely unplayable. Totally unplayable. And that goes across the defensive backs on this team. Outside of Christian Gonzalez, they can't cover. And I still can't believe that Alex Van Pelt didn't know who Marcus Jones was because, A, he plays on the team that Alex Van Pelt coaches for. He is the punt returner, setting them up on offense, and he'd played offense before. I still can't believe that he didn't know who that guy was. But most of all, I can't believe he didn't know who it was because the coaches have to be screaming his name all day in practice and all day on game days because he gets beat every friggin' play. Like, someone's got to be mother effing Marcus Jones all up and down the sideline because he sucks. Every team picks on him. And still, not all the coaches on the staff know who he is. Ridiculous. But Doug Kaya had put out during the game, boy, the Patriots really need to have a major need at cornerback. Let's bring that up again. I don't want to misquote Doug Kaya here. Of course I don't have it in front of me. But he says, looks like cornerback is a major need for the Patriots. And Michael Hurley quote tweeted it and had the same thought that I had. You know what else is a major need for the Patriots? Wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, probably another younger tight end in there, edge rusher, left tackle, right tackle, another guard, and linebacker, plus corners. All of those are needs for the Patriots, major needs for the Patriots. Outside of quarterback, I can't find a position group on this team that doesn't have major needs. All of them do. And just as I was thinking in this game, where I'm like, man, they need a total roster overhaul. Like, it's like, if you get the number 1 pick or the number 2 pick, like, do you just draft Travis Hunter? Like, I know you have a great, or what's going to be a great shutdown corner anyway. Like, you have a guy that's going to be a great shutdown corner in this league. But Travis Hunter's going to be the best player there. You need help at every position. Why not just take the best player outside of quarterback? And then Vidarian Lowe had 3 false starts in the same half. Like, that's not even technique, which is the other problem he has. Because they're pre-snap penalties. They had 8 penalties on offense in the first half. Only 7 were accepted. because on the play where it didn't get accepted, Austin Hooper is like lining up in the defensive backfield. He's so fucking far off sides. He's not even close to lining up on the football as a tight end. But they don't call that because Demontre Jacobs gets called for holding on the play. I'm telling you, if you put a traffic cone at right tackle and just put a number 75 jersey over it, that would be an upgrade to what Demontre Jacobs gives you. And I tweeted about him in a fit of rage yesterday, and I didn't even use his name because I don't even want to bother looking up how to spell Demontre because I don't want him to take up that much more time in my life. I don't. He sucks. Michael Jordan sucks. Not that Michael Jordan. Vidarian Lowe sucks. They all suck. And I don't often feel bad for professional athletes because they get paid a lot of money. But I did feel bad for Drake Maye yesterday. Because again, I say it every week, and it just keeps ringing true. Like, he's just got no shot. They go into a game, and he needs everything to go right, even when he's playing so well and preparing so well from all that it seems. But he just has nothing to work with. Nothing, man. Like, how far can MacGyver make it in the NFL? That's what we got to wonder with this every week. By the way, Vidarian Lowe, someone quote tweeted one of Vidarian Lowe's tweets about his football camp that he does for kids in Illinois, where he's from. And all I could think of was that scene in The Office. Zach, you remember the episode, The Prince Family Paper, where he's supposed to take down this really nice, like, family-run paper company?
Is it him and Dwight go there to talk to him in that?
Yeah, he can't be cutthroat about it.
Yeah.
And there's a scene in that where there's like a little girl who's doing her math homework, and she's asking her grandma who works there and he goes over and he's like, Michael's like, I can do that. It's like, the 2 here is really small. Don't worry about that. Parentheses, the math equation. Like, he just doesn't know it at all and just gives her some bullshit answer. And he starts walking away, and the grandmother comes over and is like, don't write that. Don't write that. Like, that's how it's got to be for these kids at the Vidarian Lowe camp, like trying to do pass protection. Someone should be getting in their ear afterwards and be like, don't do that. Don't do that. Actually, don't do that. He sucks. Like, that's the vibes it kept giving me. And what I actually get so worried about with this team, which I'm sure you've had this worry about the Texans before, no shade. But the worry I get about this team is like, they have got the quarterback.
Yeah.
And the most valuable thing you can have on an NFL roster is a good quarterback on a rookie contract. And they have more cap space than anyone in the league is probably going to have these next 2 off seasons. I have a feeling they're going to fuck it up. I have a real feeling they're going to mess it up. Because who is the GM? Who is the head coach? Who is the offensive and defensive coordinators? I have no clue whether these guys can succeed in the NFL. No clue. If you had Bill Belichick on this team and Josh McDaniels as the OC, I would be a pig in shit right now. I would be in heaven right now. Let McDaniels worry about the quarterback. Bill can do everything else. Great. But instead, you have Jerod Mayo at head coach, Alex Van Pelt as OC, DeMarcus Covington as DC, Eliot Wolf as GM, and I don't know if any of them know what the hell they're doing. No idea. Alex Van Pelt needs to learn the names of everyone on the team first. Like, do you trust these guys to get it right before you've got to pay Drake Maye? I don't know. The Bears turned around and put together a pretty decent roster for their rookie quarterback, but
still
their coach is going to get fired.
Yeah.
Their OC got fired. There's questions about the GM now. There's questions. And I don't know if I can trust these guys. And it's not like you can't still be a contender once you pay Drake Maye. Buffalo is showing you that right now. They lost a ton. They got to put up most of their cap space on paying a top 5 quarterback, and they can still win. They could still be competitive. But that value comes in when you don't have to pay the quarterback and you can build the rest of a team. But this team, again, has no position group outside of quarterback that you're confident in at all. Like this is not just, okay, we can fix this room and fix this room and get a couple veteran guys in here, these kind of pieces. You need the whole puzzle. You need a complete roster overhaul. This is not a fixer-upper. This is a tear it down and build something else on the land. The great land that you're getting at a cheap price, that's Drake Maye. You just need to put everything else together. You know, it's a house with one hell of a man cave and a plumbing system, but the rest is total shit. Like you're falling through the floorboards in this house. Oh man. So I'm bummed about that. And I'm still like, I want to root for Jerod Mayo. Like I want that Patriot way thing to be back. I think he's a good guy. You know, he coached or played under Belichick and coached under Belichick. I want that to be successful. But still, they make brain dead mistakes week after week after week. It's the same thing I said about the Bruins. You know, with Jim Montgomery, he might be a good coach, but I don't know because there's a disconnect with him and the GM, and there's a bad roster, which is, again, the same case with the Patriots. It's a bad roster. And I don't know what you can do with this roster, but I do know that you should be able to correct some mistakes from week to week. And your left tackle, your starting lineup on the offensive line that has been together for like 4 or 5 weeks now, which was the problem early in the season. Now it's not. You've got the stability there, or at least continuity. And your left tackle false starts 3 times in the same half. I know I can be hyperbolic. I've never seen that. I have never seen the same tackle get called for a false start 3 times in the same half. Like, that's ridiculous. At some point, the coaching needs to get better. Like, they can't be making the same mistakes every week. You need to put some kind of pressure on Tua. You need to draw up something that can get at least some quick guys in space. But that hasn't happened. And so when asked about this after the game, Jerod Mayo, head coach of your New England Patriots, had a very encouraging answer.
Look, it's always, look, once those guys cross the white lines, there's nothing I can do for them. There's nothing any coach can do for them once they cross the white line. It's my job to continue to prepare not only them, but our coaches to go out here and play better football.
Okay, for context here, the question was, Jerod, you said it starts with you, but when do the players have to start looking at themselves? I mean, you can only do so much. When is it on the players? So it's not as crazy a poll headline as you think, but I'm sick of those kinds of answers. It's like, yeah, sometimes the players do need to look in the mirror, but your roster sucks. Maybe let's get them better prepared because they weren't ready to play this game. They weren't ready at all, just like they're never ready when they play in Miami, ever. And they got dog walked yesterday. For sure, there's on the players too. But when you've got a shit roster that you've had the whole season long, you're finally getting some continuity, you're getting guys back and healthy and playing. I don't want to see 4 false starts in the first half. Like, at some point, that's on coaching. You go for 2 on the second touchdown to keep you in the game, to try to get it to 31-15. I get that, but you used a pretty good-looking 2-point play to get you within 16 with like 5 minutes left. It was like 8 minutes left against Miami in a game that you were not going to win. Like, that's coaching stuff. And again, it was coaching stuff last week. Putting Christian Gonzalez on the boundary and keeping him away from the other team's top 2 receivers. Like, that's dumb. That's dumb coaching. But yes, there is only so much the players can do when they're out there. And there's only so much they can do when Marcus Jones is covering Puka Nacua. Or Marcus Jones is covering Jalen Waddle. Scheme it. Scheme something up. Get these guys better prepared. Hey, thanks for stopping by. And if you like this video, be sure to give us a like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel a ton. You can follow me on Twitter here for some more outrageous Boston sports takes coming to you every weekday at noon Eastern time. And then after that, wherever you get your podcasts.
We are Rogue Media Sports.